Hi everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Foster Pratt. I'm a student at Brigham Young University, and over the last little bit, my team and I have had the wonderful pleasure of studying this topic, social media and mental health, which is a hot topic right now, as I'm sure you guys are aware. So, some statistics. In 2019, 19% of adults in the US um, identified as having a mental health disorder. Since 2007 to 2019, there's been a 52% increase in the amount of depression diagnoses. Okay, so let's think about 2007 to 2019. Well, iPhones came out in 2007, Facebook came out in 2004. So we're really interested to know what were the stats, what was mental health like, pre that time to now, and why is it such an increase? So let's start with an interesting statistic. 79% of adults in the US have an Instagram account. 79%. So that's interesting. 95% of kids in the US have or have access to a smartphone. Okay, so just think about that and think about how it ties into social media and why we're interested in social media and its effects. So, what are the negative effects of social media use? Depression and anxiety are paramount. Many studies show that those who use social media or high use of social media, so many hours, etc., lots of time, have depression and anxiety. It's stronger in depression for those who use highly visual social media. Let me explain that for a second. It's highly visual social media is social media that like Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, which is more videos or pictures, more visual. And body image is another negative effect that social media has. So basically, if you use social media, those who use high use of social media don't like their bodies as much, don't like themselves as much, possibly comparing what their bodies to others. What are some other effects? So there's an increased risk of suicide and self-harm with social media use. Cyberbullying is a big problem. So cyberbullying is very is paramount in the younger generation, teens, etc. And what's interesting about cyberbullying is it's very personal. So it's someone who knows you, who is slandering you, talking bad about you, and this is honestly linked to suicide. You can imagine a kid at school. Everyone uses social media, and everyone knows and is being talked bad about how that can affect. Have negative effects for that person. 7 in 10 kids in America have said they've been cyberbullied. Sleep has a very interesting relationship with social media, and I'll explain that in a little right now. So social media, as we've talked about, has mental health effects, right? Affects mental health. However, social media also affects sleep. Now, we've also done research that that studies sleep to mental health, and there is a correlation there as well. So poor sleep equals more mental health. So sleep and social media both cause poor mental health, but social media also causes poor sleep. So it's kind of just a downward spiral of worse mental health, if you will. And so that's an interesting thing to keep studying is sleep and social media. So let's talk about some of the positive. What are the positive effects of social media? Are there any? Well, there are, in fact. Some researchers have found positive effects of social media use. For example, some people report, self-confidence, body positivity as they take selfies, etc. There's also reduced stress, especially in the younger generation. They report having, it's time to relax, when they're not doing anything, to be on social media. And they also report being more connected to the world around them, being connected with others. further research and the scientists who study the positive effects or find positive effects say further research needs to be done, because there's kind of asterisks by them. There isn't enough to know how long these positive outcomes last. So yeah, that is my presentation. Again, thank you all for being here, and I hope you learned something and take something away. Have a great day.